Tuesday. I'm Deirdre Fitzpatrick.
And I'm Teo Torres, talking about weather. This is just the time of year I love.
Yesterday was just like, the heat never came.
Yeah, which is
the
nice.
week before, it was just such a nice switch. Let's go over to Tamara and see if maybe this will stick around for a little bit.
It is going to stick around for a bit. Today is going to look and feel a lot like yesterday did. You can see the clouds already right now as we look at Rancho Cordova, and you're waking up and we're just about an hour shy of sunrise officially. Kicking off the morning with those scattered clouds and a light south wind. Temperatures are in the low 60s right now around the capital city, and hour by hour, here's where we're headed towards. We'll be seeing some better breaks of sunshine, especially after we get past about 9 o'clock this morning, with upper 60s at that point by 10 a.m. And then the clouds will fill back in later today, with daytime highs expected in the lower 70s. Most of the active weather that you'll see on satellite radar across the state right now has been around Redding, up and through Mount Shasta, kind of honing in on that I-5 stretch, as well as here down the 101. So from Crescent City and into Eureka, you've got some soggy conditions. As I widen the view out, here's our next system. It's another cold front that's going to come across the area in the next couple of hours. What that's going to mean for your foothills planner today is that we'll start out the morning with the cloudy skies. You'll get some breaks of sunshine in the afternoon. Daytime highs, a very similar feel to yesterday, so feeling a lot like fall in those upper 60s. But by tonight, as the sun goes down, that's your best chance for some measurable rainfall. I'll walk you through the timing of this rain, where and when we could get these showers across the area coming up near full forecast. 6:02 is the time. Brian, what are you watching on those roads?
Well, just keeping an eye on some pretty quiet freeways right now. Highway 50 and Interstate 80, no incidents here. Has been the story all morning long, so that's great for you. I-5 and 99 also incident free. A little bit of slowing right as you approach Childs on the causeway, but again, not a major slowdown, just a little bit of congestion. 99, a little bit of slowing as you make your way southbound out of Stockton. Some construction there, but I-5, no issues on that stretch. Northbound 99 from Modesto to Manteca, we're seeing a little bit of slowing right around Ripon. I just checked in again, no incidents to report there, but that'll be a 19-minute ride for you. Westbound 205, 32 minutes, and westbound 580, 29 minutes over the Altamont Pass. In the Sacramento area, 10-minute ride out of Rancho Cordova to 99 on 50, Interstate 89 minutes, I-5 11 minutes, and 99 12 minutes out of Elk Grove. Dale?
All right, thank you. Well, breaking news in the race for California Senate seat. Former Major League Baseball All-Star Steve Garvey has just announced he will run as a Republican for the late Dianne Feinstein seat. Garvey's 74 years old. He played for the Dodgers from 1969 to 82, and he won a World Series title with them in 81. He then played for the San Diego Padres from 83 to 87. He played in 10 All-Star games as well and started a media group back in 1983. Well, 25 people have officially declared their candidacy for Feinstein's seat. Garvey is the first big name on the Republican side. Congress members Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, and Barbara Lee are all declared on the Democrat side, while newly appointed Senator LaFonza Butler has not said if she will run.
6:03 now, and happening today, a Placer County judge is going to be handing down the sentence for California's first ever fentanyl murder conviction.
KCRA3's Melanie Wing goes live in Roseville this morning with more on this case and the sentence that some hope could turn the tide in this growing crisis. Melanie.
Well, good morning. Yeah, a little bit later this morning, there will be a sentencing hearing, and that is all happening here at the courthouse in Placer County. And it relates to a case that was resulted in a conviction back in July. Nathaniel Kabakungan received the state's first ever fentanyl murder conviction in connection to the death of a teenage girl from Roseville. According to the Placer County District Attorney's Office, the girl was found dead of fentanyl poisoning in June of 2022. Kabakungan faced second-degree murder and felony drug charges in connection to her death. The DA's office says Kabakungan faces a possible sentence of 15 years to life in prison. He was originally set to receive that sentence in August, but the sentencing case in this case was continued until today. And back out here live after the sentencing hearing, we do expect to hear from the Placer County District Attorney Morgan Geyer, as well as other officials who worked on the case, and the victim's family is also set to speak. Reporting live in Roseville this morning, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Melanie. By the way, the sentencing hearing scheduled for 8:30 this morning. We will have live coverage for you during the hearing and immediately afterward.
Well, the fentanyl crisis was the topic of a town hall meeting hosted by San Joaquin County Health Services in a community meeting, and they do want to raise awareness about the synthetic opioid and what you can do to actually fight back. So last night's town hall at Stockton's Wentworth Education Center was a chance for people from different communities to talk about the deadly damage that fentanyl is causing. The district attorney's office says that more than 90 people have died of fentanyl poisoning last year in the county, and this year the number is on pace to go more than 100 people. Health Services staff says that this is impacting people of all ages, but they are especially worried about young people.
People 15 to 34. That's where we've seen more than half of the deaths from that age group. So that's a population that we want to really tackle, make aware of, the dangers, especially in terms of not only the street drugs that are out there, but also any drugs that people or anything that you're taking from a friend or someone because you don't know if it's whether it has fentanyl or not.
Last night's full event also featured lessons on how to use naloxone to reverse the effects of an overdose, and everybody was given a dose of that medicine to take home.
Well, happening right now, Israel has followed through on a promise to pound the Gaza Strip.
This is what the scene was like in Gaza City. Israeli rockets leveled dozens of buildings this morning. Officials say that they have regained control over the southern portion of Israel, and they have secured the border as well. At least 1,600 people on both sides have died, and possibly hundreds more. Israel says Hamas is holding more than 150 hostages in the West Bank. And then also today, Israel expanded the mobilization of reservists to 360,000 people. Richard Engel is covering this for Today.
Israel says the goal now is to destroy Hamas, to get rid of the regime that controls the Gaza Strip. But how do you carry out regime change in an area where Hamas is dug in, the Gaza Strip is fortified, and Hamas is holding dozens, perhaps more than 100 hostages, including, very likely, it seems, Americans. Hamas also says now, if the Israeli attacks against Gaza continue, they will start executing the hostages. I'll have a full story coming up on the Today Show.
Well, today the president will make his first speech about this situation in Israel.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon is sending weapons to Israel as the State Department is trying to secure Americans caught up in the conflict. Brandy Cummings joining us now with more on the Biden administration's response.
Hey guys, good morning. The White House says at least 11 American citizens have now been confirmed killed. It is likely Americans are also among Hamas's hostages. The White House releasing photos of President Biden and his top advisors meeting about the U.S. response. The president will give a speech about the attack this afternoon. The U.S., the U.K., France, Germany, and Italy have all condemned Hamas's invasion, and they've pledged support for Israel in a joint statement that was on Monday. As you can see, the White House was lit in Israeli blue and white last night, also in a show of support. Now, in addition to moving American military assets closer to the region, the Pentagon is sending ammunition and air defense weapons to Israel. Meanwhile, the Department of Homeland Security and FBI are monitoring for threats connected to violence in Israel as well. Deirdre Teo?
Brandy, we understand we're seeing this issue kind of being politicized on Capitol Hill. What's going on there?
Yeah, so defense hawks, particularly Republicans, want the Biden administration to take a more active role in the conflict. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell calling on Congress to ramp up military spending, support Israel's counterstrike with more weapons, and enact new sanctions on Iran. All of that, though, even though the Biden administration has not officially drawn the connection between the Hamas attack and Iran. Now, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says the White House should respond by reenacting Trump administration policies in the Middle East and at the southern border and ramp up domestic oil and natural gas production. So undoubtedly a conversation that'll be going on for some time. Deirdre, back to you.
All right, thank you. It's 6:09 now. The U.S. Capitol, not the only blue and white lights shining in support of Israel. This is a live look now at the state capitol, which is lit as well. Governor Newsom also tweeted a photo of the Capitol dome with the caption, "California stands with Israel." As the conflict between Israel and Hamas intensifies, we're going to continue to monitor it. You can find the newest information around the clock on KCRA.com and on our KCRA app.
Well, San Francisco police say one of their officers shot and killed a driver who crashed into the Chinese consulate. Police officials say the car drove into the lobby of the consulate yesterday afternoon. They say officers entered, made contact with that driver, and eventually shot the person. That individual was taken to the hospital but later died. Right now it is not clear why the person drove into the consulate or why police say they were forced to open fire. Rancho Cordova Police and Sacramento County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a deadly shooting at an apartment complex. Happened around 9:45 last night off Coloma Road near McGregor Drive. When deputies arrived, they found a man shot multiple times inside a car at the complex. He died at the scene. Investigators say this is a gang-related shooting, which they say is not very common in this area. They have no information on a suspect.
Meanwhile, Sacramento County Sheriff's deputies are trying to find dozens of people they say broke into and stole from a Rio Linda convenience store. It happened at around 11:30 Sunday night at a 7-Eleven on Elkhorn Boulevard in Rio Linda. The store is boarded up after several of those front windows got shattered. Deputies say anywhere from 40 to 50 people broke through the glass and started stealing everything. Authorities say that there was a sideshow in that intersection right before the looting happened. Multiple skid marks can be seen on the road, and the Highway Patrol told KCRA3 that officers did not break up Sunday night's sideshow because they felt it was unsafe.
Our deputies got here within about 5 minutes and they were all gone, but the damage was immense. I mean, you're looking at it back here, windows all bashed out, the store was a mess. I mean, tons of items taken.
The sheriff's office says the looting led to thousands of dollars in property damage. No one is under arrest.